Oh, oh. Uh, okay. I'm juggling too many things at once right now. Like, to be brutally honest, I've been working my tail off all day. Um, got a bunch of stuff put into place. I spent some time watching clips and or watching old VODs and getting clips put into place, cleaning some things up around here. As you saw, I've got a very broken countdown timer that's still gonna need some further work, but it's at least the bones are there. The bones are there. We can work with that. And let's see. Ah, yes, I got OVR toolkit running, like the full OVR, and it works. My laptop's able to handle it. Unfortunately, my router can't with the current latency. And I have a workaround that involves me getting up and taking the entire stream inside the house instead of the streamer space that we have outdoors. And setting up basically right next to our existing broadcast modem. And that'll get me like crisp, clean, absolutely responsive VR in a way that I haven't seen in, well, ever. I've never been on Tri-Band before, and this is my first time getting to experience that. It's really nice. Unfortunately, in order for me to do so, I'm still running off of the wireless broadcast from the old N-series router that's currently driving my outdoor stream space. So, if I put that in place, or if I like pick up my laptop and take it to the other room, we lose stream. And I'm not sure like the best real workaround for that right now, aside from like hoping OBS reconnects the second that I make it to a different wireless access point, but meshing isn't always that fast. And doing so live fire during a stream with the laptop running said stream sounds like a very unintelligent decision. For now, what I'm probably going to end up having to do is run another router in here, and that's going to be like the actual legit solution for making the stream space functional for the same thing, but that is the cost of a full tri-band router away, and I'm still saving for other things for the stream. I want to make certain that we actually get up to having the Quest 3 soon enough so that we can do better onboard processing and have better latency and have better performance and better battery life and so on and so forth. I want to make it entertaining for you folks as well. And my Quest 2 has definitely seen some warfare. Ancient Dungeon is the first real game that I got into on there. I played the demo, excuse me, inside the Meta App Store Lab, which as far as I know, it's still out there. You can go snag it if you've got a Quest, and I believe there's also a version available out there on Steam now. Solid demo. Gave me a really good idea of like what a roguelike could be in VR, and kind of broke my expectations for every other game. Like, it's not hard to program a roguelike. That's the reason that Rogue as a game existed before we had any kind of like major graphics. Rogue was a top-down ASCII or ASCII text-only game. Your character was represented by an @ symbol. Monsters were represented by sometimes a letter. I think that like in a lot of cases it was just M on most consoles. And in later editions of Rogue, they added colors and added different letters and characters and things to represent different monsters and items on the ground. And it became the thing that later spawned every other roguelike, because Roguelike. And I don't know, I guess at some point I should actually sit down and play maybe Dungeon Crawler Stone Soup with you folks. It's a good example of what an actual roguelike is. Not roguelite, not with a T or tango. We're talking about zero progression, carries over from one game to the next. Anything that you did from a previous game has zero effect on the future version, although I think Dungeon Crawler Stone Soup adds ghosts from your previous playthroughs that if you kill them give you nothing, but will absolutely hunt you down. So it's like the opposite. Instead of giving you like more gameplay progression, it gives you less. I respect that decision from the developers on that one. That's a solid decision. Uh, Now I also really like what was it? Doom RL. I still come back to that one every once in a while, and I still am unsure if I'm actually allowed to on stream, which is why I don't. Instead, I just play Jupiter RL and the Jupiter Hell. Too many roguelikes, too many RLs. And at some point I want to play Diablo RL, which is from the same people that made Jupiter Hell and Doom RL, but is not the same game and is set in the world of Sanctuary. Oh, what a mess. Now, let's see here. Okay. With Ancient Dungeon, it is a first-person VR roguelike. It's, in this case, it's the TE variant. Things that you do in previous playthroughs will carry through in the sense that you can find more items to unlock. And I think that there's unlockable things like adding walls you can break and find additional areas inside the dungeon and stuff, but like it doesn't really, like, you're as likely to win the game on the first run as you are on the 50th. It as in you're unlikely to win. I have yet to beat it. I want to say that I made it to the first boss once, and I'm looking forward to doing that one towards the end of stream, or playing that game for you folks towards end of stream, if we can get things to work. It looks like the community vote for tonight ended up being Front Mission Evolved, so we're gonna be playing Space Robot Game instead to start, and then we'll see where the night goes. I've been enjoying doing variety gaming and being able to switch things up a little bit, have it be more than just one thing per session. It keeps things fresh for me as well. I find it's, I don't know, easier to riff off of what I'm looking at. Let's see here. Oh no! Loud! Hello? Properties. Hit this again. And then this again. Ooh. Okay, Dolby Digital. Please! Please, Dolby Digital, stop murdering me! Why? Okay. Pause this. Don't need xylophones in the middle of the war zone. And where is... Yeah, click to start. Hey, OBS, you want to work with me on this one? Grade. Fast. No? Normal? Oop, that broke it. No. Capture cursor, capture overlays, hook rate, normal. Let's see what slow does. Hey, game? No? What about now? Oh, hey. All these people around me playing Squaresoft games. I just, you know, it was my turn. Now where's my VC face model? She needs to move over slightly. Sorry, lady. We got robots to look at. Okay. Oh, yep. Cool. So, I played this game through already, long time. Oh, jeez. played this game a long time ago. I want to say that I originally played it on the PS3. So this is going to be a different experience for me because keyboard and mouse versus the controller. And if you're familiar with Front Mission, just dash any expectations that you have. This is not a Front Mission game. This is a game in the Front Mission universe, but could be better described as Armored Core Light. So, yeah, that being said, let's check this one out. New game. Easy is recommended for players new to third-person shooters. Nah, we're good. Let's throw it on hard. We may as well. Oh, that is cool. I love the rotational array. Oh, they're space elevators.
2171 AD. Humanity once again reached for the stars. Global superpowers had raced to build orbital elevators in their territories, turning the emptiness of space into cluttered colonies of surveillance satellite networks and military way stations. Back on the surface, while no nations engaged in all-out war, border skirmishes became more frequent. On these ever-shifting front lines, armored humanoid battle vehicles codenamed Wanzers have proven to be the unrivaled kings.
Wandering Panzers. That's actually what they're called. Wanzer. Unknown.
History has taught us
Clear.
that humanity, wherever it went, would baptize its new home with blood drawn in battle.
Oh, I need to move chat. I'm sorry. Okay, we're back.
In this age, no place is safe from the ravages of war.
Diable Avionics.
Dylan, are those data links going to be ready?
Just about done. Okay, go ahead and try them.
Initiating. Operations, control, system, wizard. Only an... Ooh. 0.02% deviation. Great job.
Maybe everyone will relax a little now.
Yeah,
What
what's
are
up
you
with
working
everyone
on?
today? Isn't this just supposed to be a regular demonstration?
Maybe Wizard knows something. Wiz?
Retrieving information from the Military Administration DataNet. Data indicates that any performance failure displayed during today's tests will result in the termination of funding for the Edge System Upgrade project assigned to Diablo Avionics.
Military what? We shouldn't be able to access that.
I've been upgrading her in my spare time.
Upgrades? Why haven't I heard anything about this?
Information classified.
You've turned Wiz into a hacker?
Information classified.
Dylan, stop! I have to!
No time to waste. We've got to get this test started.
Jeez, Dylan. Why do you always do this to me?
Jeez, Dylan. I want to play as her. She seems fun.
Okay, Dylan. Start moving to the testing area.
Also, I'm not opposed to playing as Wizard. I don't care about Dylan. Whoa. You are very agile, Wiz. Holy cow. Oh, I guess you could just kind of rotate your hips. Okay, the mouse will adjust the camera. Ooh, this is very lurchy. It's gonna take a sec for it to like give me the ability to move around freely.
Good.
I gotta say, this looks
Let's
gorgeous.
demonstrate how you can skate through the markers without stopping.
Activate the Agile skate system by pressing the backpack button. Pressing it again will stop Agile skate.
That's not it. Ah, it's shift. Okay.
One more. Good job, Dylan. Now move to the next marker. Good. Now let's show them how we can jump and hover through these markers.
Press the jump button to jump. Press it again.
Excellent. Okay, it's time to test the combat systems. First, let's try your machine gun. Move to the target range.
Why do they make the tank jump? Well, I guess it is to show off that it's capable of navigating hazards that a tank couldn't.
Ammo replenished. A Wanzer can have up to 4 weapons equipped at once. One on each shoulder and one in each hand. The machine gun is equipped in your right
Press
hand.
fire right hand weapon to fire the weapon in the right hand. That's really specific, game. The mouse sensitivity's a little high.
Remember to fire your machine gun in bursts. Avoid overheating.
Right, thank you. I completely forgot about that mechanic.
Excellent. Now let's take out the last target with precision aim.
Okay. What is... I'm scanning buttons here. My apologies, folks. Oh, that's just from me moving? That's fun. Okay, let's take a look at the options here, I suppose. Controls. Controls and buttons. Forward, shoulder. Okay, precision aiming just is Z. Toggle edge mode with R. Dodge with control. That's not precision. This isn't a precision weapon though
Now,
either.
let's show them how quickly we can refill ammunition. There. Now you're out of it. Nice job. Now let's demonstrate how precision attacks can cripple the enemy. Destroy his arms to reduce the damage and accuracy of the gun on that arm.
How do... Yeah, let's get punchy with this. Okay, so you got like a brass knuckle on this side of the neck. I'm kind of trying to gauge just how much damage we can do with this initially. Although I think I really am expected to do it with just the gun.
Now destroy his legs to cripple his movements.
Understood.
Nice job!
Thank you for explaining the
The bar
mechanics.
above their head indicates how much armor is left on the torso.
Uh-huh.
Shoot his torso now! Nice job! Take this one out using melee only. Don't forget that melee attacks deal greater damage when they're performed skating.
Okay.
Great! One more system to go. Let's show them what your missiles can do to these.
I did not check. Right click is... Okay, so... Controls, remap. Shoulder weapons are Q and E. Got it.
Helicopters. Yeah! Now take out the other one. Nice job! Okay, Dylan. For the final test, let's show the brass how quickly we can
Your next opponent is a victim.
Make your way to the marker when you're ready.
Grabbing now. Ammo. Armaments. Here we go.
Don't forget, in combat, it's important to evade incoming enemies. Nice job!
Well, apparently I remember how to fight.
Wiz, give me all the info you can get.
Accessing UCS Strategic Data Link. Unidentified Wanzers have landed near the mouth of the Hudson River. UCS units assigned to the orbital elevator Percival are currently engaging the intruders.
What about Dad's office?
Unable to retrieve current data on the National Strategic Research Labs.
We'd better go see for ourselves. Set a course for the NSRL.
What are you doing, Dylan? You can't go in there. Even if it's for your dad.
Think of it as a field test for the demonstration.
That's a real war zone out there. You're not even a soldier. You'll get killed.
I don't need to be. Not with Wiz and the edge system we've been developing.
I know you want to help your dad.
Oh wow, there.
But you can't
The
do
city's
it,
just
Dylan.
on fire. Like, why is the military testing still being officiated if there is an active conflict going on at this exact moment? That is insane. Also, landbreaker, semi-organic mech whales. If somebody likes military hardware, this is a good game to get some good views. I remember the advertising for this game being like legitimately concerning to some people because it looked too good, it looked too real. It's really funny looking at this now and seeing like how gritty the MP, hell I think this is an MPEG 3. Like they're talking about Wizard being a sentient AI, and like AI wasn't even a distant concept that we could achieve when this was. It's weird. We live in the future now. Pile bunker, the most messed up weapon in any mech game. And I don't know why it's like more brutal to me than a gun. But it is. I don't know. It's so much more personal. They were really trying to sell the idea that this would be a fast-paced game with like huge fleet battles. That's a hell of a weapon. It's just a turning already? Oh wow. The gunships have legs! They have little bappy paws! What? I love the self-defense system built onto the side of this, like, it's really brilliant. Only one had to hit? Wow. Oh. I'm gonna change the game on this. Done. My apologies. Back to the story.
Good luck, son.
Oh no, the FMV's got a delay. That's not good. Oh, that might have fixed him. Bit of a stutter. Okay, so why did you say good luck, son? Like, huh? Rescue Daddy. Wizard's got such a cool paint job.
Run a search for Dad's ID code in the NSRL security net. That should give us his current location.
Network access error. Satellite communication uplinks are being jammed.
Guess we're doing this the hard way. Let's see a radar map.
Location of NSRL. Most efficient route calculated. Current route minimizes probability of contact with unidentified Wanzers.
Unidentified Wanzers? I think it's safe to call them enemies now, Wiz.
So where's she picking up armament from?
Let's do this, Wiz.
Let's not break the city in the process. Please report to your nearest evacuation center. Thank you.
Warning. Enemy tank detected.
Not good.
Enemy unit down. Additional enemies detected on course for our position.
UCS Wanzer. Let's help him out.
Forgetting which gun's which.
No! Damn it. I'm not getting away with this. Nice, Wiz! We took him out.
Ammo replenished.
She feels so weirdly dodgy in skate mode, and I know that's the point, but like, there's a floatiness to that physics that I'm having some trouble getting used to. Allies on one side. Punch! Who else? Are you a target? Or is there no... I'm so sorry. Disadvantages to using a mech. Okay. Where is the target here? They must have gotten
Next
away.
checkpoint approximately 0.6 kilometers north of here.
Oh, I see.
Multiple hostiles detected en route.
Oops. Ah, okay. Well, hopefully people's insurance policies take care of their vehicles, because I am not really able to dodge every single car, and I feel bad.
Checkpoint Bravo! There are hostiles are everywhere!
Love the superhero. Where else? We got hostiles. I squish you. Can I jump higher? Nope. That's as high as I can go. But where are you? So I'm learning also. Ooh, are those grenades?
Armor rebuilding complete.
What did we find here? Cash. Nothing like being a mercenary. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Are these missions not timed and I'm expected to do exploration? Have I been a fool? I may well have been. Can I just climb this building? What are you? 1 of 2 sensors destroyed. 1 of 20. Are there 20 of those on any given map, or is it 20 for the whole game? What are the limitations here? Where am I going? No, I explore. You give me mech, I explore. Can't fly forward very fast. I am so sorry, bud. I hope your arms get better. Yeah, that's more armaments. We're actually good on those. That's another sensor. Crunch. Wow. Was that really worth $20?
The Memorial Arc is the next checkpoint. A large concentration of enemy forces is in the area. Proceed with caution.
I see another sensor. So, like, is this like, what was the other game that played the same way, but it was another Square Enix game, actually. Now that I think about it, these use a very, very similar gameplay system. Dirge of Cerberus, Advent Children. This is Vincent's game, but now with robots instead of fantasy and finality.
Let's take this guy down.
He's a very crunched robot. Where? Ah.
Warning. Enemy helicopter detected.
I'm looking for secrets. I'm really doubting I'm gonna find even remotely all of them, but I'm looking. Got
Ammo
more
replenished.
rockets here. Something going on over here. How? How did I not see you? Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, we are in hard mode. I guess I should have known that. Okay.
Enemy contact established.
Wow, I took like almost no damage then.
Armor rebuilding.
Not bad.
Let's take this guy down.
Oh, it's a street light's not a sensor. Oh, missile to the chest. I also have to remind myself these are both assault builds, which means that they're made for melee. So I'm not using the right loadout to fight them in the first place. My armor is crunched. Oh no. What just shot me? Okay. Gotta go find repairs somewhere. There was ammunition over here. Got another one of these sensors though. Head over this way. More armaments.
Ammo replenished.
International Museum of Art. Sci-fi series now showing. Bullet train still running. That's amazing. I guess it never stops though, does it? I saw you coming. I saw you coming. Punch. Oh, okay. Oh, once you take component damage, that's it. That component no longer has armor. Got it. Sorry, topiaries. I'm just wrecking parts of the city. Okay, so you can rebuild the armor if you get the right item. Who's over here? What are they? Is it a man turret? Just somebody with a little rocket launcher? Yep, ballistic sniper. Just a person. That's another thing about this game that is really interesting to me as far as any other mech game. You can get out of your mech and go attack people. And that's actually part of the mission set in this. But I don't think they made it something that you can do in every mission. It's just sometimes. And like, it doesn't make sense for this kid to get out of their mech and go try and rescue people right now. This is how they're going to rescue people. This is their super suit. Jeez.
Wiz, can you get these gates open?
Hacking into transportation network now.
Her name is Wiz.
Gates are now opening.
All units be on the lookout. We have reports of unauthorized launches in this area.
That was a big hit.
Ammo replenish access transit network. Entry log 2263. Searching.
Oh! No, 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 no. No, I do not have the ability to stay tracking right now. Sheesh. This is not the correct loadout. I'm not an assault player. Well, not this. I'm a melee assault player. I'm not a heavy assault player. Shotguns, dual shotguns. You actually are made for heavy engagement. Pairs. Okay. Wiz, we've got our work cut out for us. This is going to be a difficult uphill climb.
You gotta be kidding me.
Calculating alternative route.
Kayak across the Pacific.
OCU assault wanters. Since when are we at war with them?
Unable to find official records of declaration of war being sent by the OCU.
Was the army taking a nap or something? How could they let these guys into New York so easily? Dad's not gonna stand a chance unless we get there soon.
Enemy contact. Engaging.
Hey,
Slug gun.
Wait, I'm on your side.
Identify yourself.
Dylan Ramsey. I'm an engineer working for Diablo Avionics.
A civilian? What type of Wanzer is that?
It's our company's newest prototype.
This is Sergeant Adela Sewell of the 72nd Mobile Company. All civilians must leave this combat area immediately.
Don't worry, I'll leave. As soon as I get my dad out of the NSRL building.
Give me a break.
My orders are to break through enemy lines and reach the orbital elevator. I have no time to waste on you.
Oh, what a coincidence. The NSRL's that way. I'm coming with you.
Captain, looks like the enemy took out the bridge and have dug in. They're not letting anyone into New Jersey.
We're radioing for transport chopper. Clear the bridge area and secure landing zone. We've got another problem. There are double A turrets nearby. They need to be eliminated before the chopper can land.
I can help out with that.
What? Who is this? Why are you on a secure military frequency?
He's a civvy. I found him in the middle of the action.
Okay. Things are pretty grim and we can use all the help we can get. Just try not to get yourself killed.
What are you waiting for? Go take out those
I'm
anti-aircraft
busy. Busy covering your flank. You got an issue with it? Handle it.
What's the holdup? Are you having trouble finding them? You know they're on your radar, right? Wow. One down. Good job.
Double A turrets down.
Nice going, Civvy.
One-man
You're
army.
next. Bravo 6 to transport 3. LZ is clear.
That is actually really funny considering I just took out everything.
Damn it. Enemy reinforcements are approaching.
Take them out before the transport gets near.
Are you ready to go yet?
Guess I messed that one up. Or I might never have been able to actually target that to begin with. I'm not sure.
Complete.
I just happened to get enough damage in with starting gear. Do we have another missile pack around here? I could definitely use the ranged fire. Yep. Crunch.
Are you ready to go yet?
So snarky. Oh, okay. Oh, alright, we're starting here.
Captain, looks like the enemy took out the bridge and have dug in. They're not letting anyone into New Jersey.
A radio in for transport chopper. Clear the bridge area and secure landing zone.
Oh. Sometimes it gets stuck in an animation.
Bridge is cleared.
We've got another problem. There are double A turrets nearby. They need to be eliminated before the chopper can land.
Double A turrets.
I can help out with that. What? Who is this? Why are you on a secure military frequency?
He's a civvy. I found him in the middle of the action.
Okay, okay. Things are pretty grim and we can use all the help we can get. Just try not to get yourself
Oh,
killed.
really? Landed right on the cockpit.
Captain, looks
Wrong
like the
button.
enemy took out the bridge and have dug in. They're not letting anyone into New Jersey.
A radio in for transport chopper. Clear the bridge area and secure landing zone.
You are now the meat shield.
Bridge is clear.
We've got another problem. There are double A turrets nearby. They need to be eliminated before the chopper
Turrets.
can land. I can help out with that. What? Who is this? Why are you on a secure military frequency?
He's a civvy. I found him in the middle of the action.
Okay, okay. Things are pretty grim and we can use all the help we can get. Just try not to get yourself killed.
I did not think I actually cleared that.
Auto rebuilding complete.
What are you waiting for? Go take out those anti-aircraft.
What am I waiting for? I'm taking out everything else. Took some damage there.
Wow. One down. Good job.
Oops. Alright. I did this to myself.
Captain, looks
I
like
chose
the
this
enemy
pain.
took out the bridge and dug in. They're not letting anyone into New Jersey.
A radio in for transport chopper.
It's also really funny that
Landing zone.
it took all that time to be so dodgy initially, and I could just kind of walk back and forth like that here.
Bridge is clear.
Okay, bridge is
Got another
clear.
problem. There are double A turrets nearby. They need to be eliminated before the chopper can land. I can help out with that. What? Who is this? Why are you on a secure military frequency?
He's a civvy. I found him in the middle of the action.
Okay. Things are pretty grim and we can use all the help we can get. Just try not to get yourself killed.
Wow. One down. Good job.
What are you waiting for? Go take out...
Double A turns down.
Nice going, Sid.
No! I did not! Ah. Okay. I mean, I'm getting better at combat. I'm clearing these first 3 targets so quickly now.
Captain, looks like the enemy took out the bridge and have dug in. They're not letting anyone into New Jersey.
A radio in for transport chopper. Clear the bridge area and secure landing zone. We've got another problem. There are double A turrets nearby. They need to be eliminated before the chopper can land.
I can help out with that.
What? Who is this? Why are you on a secure military frequency?
He's a civvy. I found him in the middle of the action.
I'm noticing some key ghosting issues here, actually. Workstation is struggling just a little bit to handle the sheer key presses I'm actually being forced to... Whoop! You got behind me? How did you get behind me? This target? Yeah, I saw you.
What are you waiting for? Go take out those anti-air guns.
Indeed, what am I waiting for? Okay. Thing tried to hit me with a missile.
Wow. One down. Good job.
Oh, those can shoot back apparently.
Double A turns down.
Nice going, civvy. Pure magic. Bravo 6 to transport 3. LZ is clear.
Transport chopper is en route.
Damn it. Enemy reinforcements are approaching.
Take them out before the transport gets near.
Yeah, it's not possible to actually deal enough damage. It's just designed to soak up your missiles. Understood. Smash sensor. Smash every light pole. If she decides to take on everything over there on her own, she can. I'm gonna need some ammo before I can help her, though.
Armor rebuilding complete.
That could have been bad. I gotta stop doing this hover thing, it's gonna get me killed. It's a very heavy mech. Oh hey, you're still alive.
LZ secure, sir. We are heading to the transport.
Nice job, Sergeant. Meet up at the rendezvous point ASAP. Oh, and keep any civilians you run into out of trouble, will you?
What you do in the garage at Diablo might work for the testing range, but it's not going to hold up in a real fight. So let me show you how the Army upgrades and customizes their Wanzers. Here's where you choose your weapons for your right arm, left shoulder, and right shoulder. Different weapons provide unique tactical benefits. Machine guns are general purpose weapons that excel at medium range, and shotguns deliver the biggest punch at close range. Shoulder weapons pack a heavy punch in terms of damage, but they weigh a lot and don't have much ammo. As I'm sure you know, the total weight of a Wanzer must be below the power generated. Going overweight is easy, so don't equip too many weapons. Yes. One of the best ways to improve the fighting capability of your Wanzer is to equip some battle skills. Battle skills add special abilities to your weapons like bonus damage or decreased enemy accuracy. When you fire a weapon with a battle skill equipped, it has a chance
As I'm
to
sure
activate.
you know.
But pay attention to how many skill slots a weapon has. Some battle skills take up more than one slot and cannot be fitted on all weapons. In the army, the visual look of your Wanzer is important to signify your rank and status. The overall visual style,
It's good
color
to see you
schemes,
both.
and glossiness can all be adjusted on per-part basis.
Sorry, I'm also
Additionally,
like
you can
listening
apply
to this as
decals
best I
to each
can.
Wanzer part. More decals will become available as you accomplish goals set by your commanding officer.
I'm not clicking. She's just flying
When you're
through
good
this.
to go,
Like she
exit
doesn't want
customization to confirm your changes. We're nearing the LZ, so don't take all day.
Oh yeah, that's right. She actually is in a hurry. That's really funny that canonically she was doing that. Ah, hello everybody. Hi Koi. Hi Ryan Gosling. Good to see you both. Hope you're having a good day so far. I'm gonna grab myself the chicken nuggets I have over here. Okay. Oof. And let's see here. We are sitting about the 1 hour mark, so while we're waiting on our chopper ride to the landing zone, I'm going to take a short 5-minute break and just kind of hang out here with you folks and have a snack. Have KFC. So do I. What kind of KFC do you have? I got the nuggets. I got their new nugs. These nugs are dank. I love that I can say that. I'm still just talking about chicken. So this game is silly. This is Front Mission Evolved. It is not at all like any other part of the Front Mission series, although I guess that when this game came out, there were a couple of other spin-offs that were considered like rail shooters, more in the style of like House of the Dead and Area 51. But this one, I don't know. It feels like it was critically, it didn't hit because it was completely overshadowed by Armored Core at the time, which felt faster. It felt more responsive, a little less floaty. But I gotta say that like the mechanical arcadey feel of if you do X% amount damage close enough to a certain value with your skills and your weapons and whatever else, then you can chain like actually smashing through entire mechs in single hit as a combo kind of deal. And something about that feels so much better than just slugging it out with 150 rounds of whatever depleted uranium garbage you're spewing out in Armored Core. Like, it's... The gunfights in that feel like they are drawn out for no reason when you have things like laser blades and the overcharge mechanical movement system that makes your mech basically into a meteor, right? KFC burger. Bacon cheeseburger box with 2 Wicked Wings. Are Wicked Wings like spicy wings? This one came out on the PlayStation 3, and I'm actually playing a Steam release of it that I didn't know I had a license for. I need to put the Be Right Back logo in my games section here. Let's see. I guess that works. I should make another Rainbow Baby Cruffy font customized thing like what I did with this, and have it say something like snack time. Steel Lancer AI is PS1. Now, trying to think of what other like mech games I even played in the era. I don't know if it was PS1 or PS2. I think it was PS2 just because like the graphics were not quite so chunky. Macross. There was a Macross game for the PlayStation that was actually not bad. And it's where my behavior on this comes from, where I'm like, oh no, I don't want to smash that car, I don't want to run into that building, because in the Macross game, you actually get docked in your pay for having to repair the city after doing damage to it. Aw, my thing went out. She does not look comfortable when I'm lighting this. Oh no. That concludes my 5-minute break. The funny part about it is, like, with this game specifically, it is so action-oriented that I need both hands. Like, there's no kind of about it. I just kind of have to. One other thing. One moment. Put on my fancy tech suit so that I'm thematically in style with this universe. Honestly, I just finished watching the first episode of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig, which is a lot to say, but I noticed that they gave everybody armor finally, including the Major, who still doesn't have anything covering her top. But it's very similar to what I made here, and I'm kind of jazzed about that. I still have a lot more work to do on this one because I want to make it where it's closer to like the, not quite the Fallout Raider armor, but something kind of like that, just like a hybrid between clunky, chunky armor and something that like you would wear as a plug suit underneath the rest of your actual power armor. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, hey, game freeze. Okay. Are we here? We're here. Name: Melee Delta Bonebuster. Equip. Huh. Okay. Wait. Game. Game. What customization am I even able to do here? Hold on. What did that do? Did I even get to do anything? Or just showing it off to me?
This is as far as we can take you, Sergeant. Hostile airspace ahead.
Roger. We'll drop from here.
Last chance to back out.
What a bratty kid.
Well, since you threw away your last chance to save yourself, I guess I'll have to let you come with me.
Captain Hamilton is waiting for us near Percival. Let's go.
He's so mad. And he doesn't need to be.
Okay, let's go.
He's just angry. Wow, she's smashing through people's cars like it's nothing.
We got a mixed squadron, launchers and tanks. Let's take them out.
Oh, that's cash. Do with that.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Additional armaments. Oh, another sensor. No way. There are 20 of those per mission? Who has the time for that? That's so many. Like, I get that the game isn't actually timing me, as far as I can tell. Aside from, like, kill X targets in X amount time, in some cases.
Sergeant, what's the holdup? I can't wait around forever.
Sir, we ran into some trouble. Not a problem, we're on our way.
Whoa! Sergeant, you good? Her arm took damage. I'm so sorry. You did just kind of step right into that.
Hey Dylan, if you see any more AA, you take it out, okay? Armor rebuilding.
Sergeant, I've transmitted my current location. Get a move on!
Those all just hit her, didn't they? Oh, she got out of the way. Good.
The
Obedient.
captain is right on the other side of this hangar. Let's go!
Obedient? I mean, I appreciate that, I guess? Am obedient puppy, but still, are you a target? Yep, you are. Okay, hello, hi, hello, your problem. I punch, and I zap. Oh, chainsaw! Chainsaw! Chainsaw or baseball bat? I cannot remember. Oh.
Hey Dylan, if you see any more AA, you take it out, okay? Ammo replenished.
Sergeant, I've transmitted my current location. Get a move on!
Seems set up in the middle of baseball diamond. That's so messed up.
The captain is right on the other side of this hangar. Let's go!
Missiles to the shoulder. A cash tip, you say? No, they're known hostiles. fly. My big so fly. What else do we have here? There's interesting stuff in all these spots. Like, they actually took the time to decorate it all. Why do I get the feeling we're about to be attacked?
Sergeant Sewell reporting. We're just outside the captain's position, requesting remote override on these hangar doors.
We've all got little Panzerfaust.
Command! We're pinned down in here. Get these doors open now!
I don't think Command cares.
That's the last of them.
Okay, let's go.
Captain Hamilton should be down here somewhere.
Enemy units.
We're busting through.
Got a little something for you boys.
Hell yeah! That's so anime.
Captain!
Sergeant Sewell, nice of you to join the party. I haven't seen a Wanzer like that before. You Navy?
No. Diablo Avionics. Wanzer Development Division. Dylan Ramsey.
A civilian. You're either brave or crazy coming here. I'm Captain Russell Hamilton, 72nd Mobile.
I'm getting weird FMV lag, and I'm so sorry.
Combat ready.
Whoa, hello. We punchy now. Ooh. I missed.
Be advised, enemy squad is converging on Bravo. Look to the east. They need help.
Roger that, HQ.
Ow. Wait, what? What? What just happened? I dodged.
Be advised, enemy squad is converging on Bravo. Look to the east. They need help.
Roger that, HQ.
We are taking some damage. Come on, dodged him. Out of focus mode. Thank you. And what do we got? 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 We got crunchy paws. We got big stompies. We got multi spider. Is that what we're looking at here? Hello, I see you. I see you. Hello. Oh, I missed it.
Dylan, your armor is low.
Yeah, I noticed. Thank you. I do appreciate the warning. However, focus on long range support. That's where I need you.
Come on. We have to get to Percival.
Miss. Okay. Refill on ammo. How you doing? Good. Undamaged. Woo! First fight cleared. exoscope there. So rather than do that, you're just gonna Russell. Come on, man. You think I'm pinned. You think I'm pinned.
Bravo 4, what's the status? Over.
This is Bravo 3. We're still surrounded, sir. There's just 2 of us left. Over.
Damn. Ramsey, the Sergeant and I need to get to Bravo Company. Go find the dead. The NSRL is half a click to the east. Good luck.
Honor rebuilding complete.
Don't know what that is. Okay. Wow, very instantaneous cut in the music. Oh no!
No! Dad! No!
Wow. Whoa! This dude's a Batman villain.
Wiz, Dad wasn't in there, right? Right?
Searching ID code. Unable to confirm Professor Ramsey's evacuation.
You bastard!
You must be mad if you think you alone can stand against Apollo's chariot.
What the hell's Apollo's chariot?
Apollo's Chariot is the name given to one of the world's most dangerous mercenary groups led by Marcus Seligman.
That would be me. But your data's outdated. We are the most dangerous mercenary group.
You'll pay for this.
Now, I can't let you interfere in my business.
Our client is very fussy.
Double melee build.
Edge can be activated once the meter reaches 25%. However, waiting until the meter is at 75% will result in more powerful effects.
It's just business, boy. Nothing personal.
Where's the edge?
To build up edge meter, you must damage or destroy enemies. When the edge meter is full, you can activate edge by pressing the edge button.
Ooh.
Get over here, punk.
I'm not part of the military. Just some kid.
When the edge meter is full, you can activate edge by pressing the edge button.
Come on, kid, make it interesting for me. I'm falling asleep over here.
Yeah?
Let's show them what we can do. I hope this holds up in a real fight.
Alright. Our robot's going Super Saiyan.
Interesting.
That's your first fight. Your tactics are pathetic. Enough games. Time to finish this. Your little monster is no match.
seconds? Oh, those are still hitting me by getting close. Got it.
You should have stayed out of my way.
I should have stayed out of your way. Let's try this. That was a good combo.
What's so funny?
What's so funny is you got distracted fighting the big flashy Batman villain. Well, the rest of the soldiers were busy completing the mission.
Sorry. My job's done here, and I don't get paid for overtime.
And you get free intel about whatever the edge system is.
Ramsey, the orbital elevator's about to fall. We need to get out of here.
My father's been murdered.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
If
so
you don't
are
get out of here, you'll never be
so
able to
many
avenge your
people
father.
about to be murdered. This kid does not understand how large an orbital elevator actually is. Like, Ground Zero is going to be multiple states. We're talking time zones. Think of how far the wreckage of a single rocket, when they crash, like as catastrophic and awful as it is, how much wreckage a singular rocket does, how much damage it can cause. Now multiply that by millions in the sheer amount of mass that you've got floating above the planet.
Happening. I can't believe this.
I can't believe it either, but this is real.
Wake up, both of you! There's no time for chit-chat. We've got to get out of here now.
Sir, I'll take the alternate route and sweep for enemy snipers.
Roger that, Ramsey. Get with me.
Fine.
Dylan, don't let those things get away. You got one. Nice. Yeah, don't let any get away. I think you got them all, kid.
What's happening over here? He's gonna. Ow! Where was the lock even at? Oh, hello. Where did that one just go? Ah!
Ammo replenished.
I know that other target's still alive. 1 of 20. I think after the end of this mission, we'll go ahead and try something else. But this has been a fun little foray into front mission. I might actually have to come back to this one. Continue the silly little superhero story. It feels so superhero. It's really funny now.
Let's move. The bridge back to New York is just north of here.
They do not care about collateral damage at all. And the fact that I could do things like that was so anime. Such a good punch.
Sergeant Sewell.
I'm in Silo.
Bravo
Where
team.
the hell are you?
Adela! Come back, Adela!
Wizard, locate Adela.
Sergeant Sewell located. Unit is engaged with enemies and not responding.
Keep going. I'll go back and get Adela. We'll meet you outside the city.
Locate Adela. Turns the other way. Let me up! I want up! Boo big uppies! Boo big uppies! I guess not. What about over here? What do we got? Anything? Ammo box. Don't actually need. And one of these things that I'm expected to hit. We're also at full whatever R is.
Captain, I'm coming with you. I don't care what you say.
Fine, kid. I can't stop you, and we don't have time to argue.
Captain, I'm okay, but they got me pinned down.
Hang tight. We're half a click out.
Oh, wow! Those combo hits.
Captain, I'm coming with you. I don't care what you say.
Fine, kid. I can't stop you, and we don't have time to argue.
Captain, I'm okay, but they got me pinned down.
Hang tight. We're half a click out.
Okay. No uppies for me.
Captain, I'm coming with you. I don't care what you say.
Fine, kid. I can't stop you, and we don't have time to argue.
What is this?
Captain, I'm okay, but they got me pinned down.
Hang tight. We're half a click out.
I think Russell just totaled the other two. I tried. Just took off. Alright. We continue.
Units on scanner. Keep your eyes open.
Ammo replenished.
Get down here!
optimal route. Waypoints created.
Watch it! The place is falling apart!
Ah, we're in arcade racer mode. Got it.
We're never gonna make it at this rate. Let's move, Ramsey!
Russell, you're in my way.
Take out that obstacle ahead!
No. Oh no. Oh, there's an actual countdown timer. I didn't even realize that. We really are doing an arcade racer. Here, I thought I was just being cool.
That tower is coming down! We gotta get across the bridge! Let's move!
Mountain Dew!
Damn it!
Help him. I'll cover you.
This is copyright 2010, which means it was written in like 2008. So yeah, like video calling wasn't really a big thing yet. Skype hadn't been standardized. Zoom didn't exist, thankfully. By the gods. Oh yeah. You might all not want to stand there and be anime for a sec. You might want to just continue going. The scale of devastation is not actually remotely, like... This city would be gone. Everything here would be leveled. It would also still be falling. A lot of it.
Dad. I'm so sorry.
Have we heard from the OCU?
They claimed they had nothing to do with this. Yeah, right. There's no question those Wanzers we fought were OCU models. And everyone knows Apollo's chariot is based on the OCU.
The UCS government wouldn't fall for that either.
Yeah. The army's already mobilizing. We're going to war.
I'll make them pay.
This is a war, Dylan. There is nothing a civilian like you could do.
But sir, why would any... No sir, I'm not questioning. Understood. Dylan Ramsey, the UCS Army needs you. You've been offered a commission as a specialist in the 72nd under my command.
Sir, is this a joke?
Brass isn't famous for its sense of humor. So what do you say, Mr. Ramsey?
Yeah, appeal to the kid's sense of patriotism, I guess.
The city of New York suffered extensive damage from the fall of the orbital elevator Percival. The UCS government, desperate for someone to blame, immediately accuses the OCU, based on the OCU constructed Wanzers used in the assault. The OCU denies the allegations, claiming that even though OCU Wanzers were used, the pilots were not affiliated with them.
Yeah,
Instead,
it was supposed to have been
they
in a
accused the
space
UCS
elevator.
of staging the incident to undermine their international
Like,
standing.
that would have taken out the
Tensions
entire
high.
eastern seaboard.
The UCS
Period.
begins deployment of a retaliatory force on Huffman Island, the only location where the two nations share an overland border. UCS troops on Huffman assemble on the northern coastline, then move to invade OCU territory. The OCU detects the UCS deployment and launches a preemptive strike. They stop the UCS in their tracks. As part of the attack, the OCU's electronic warfare divisions launch an incapacitating cybernetic attack on Fort Monas, turning the fort's defensive systems against the UCS. Left practically defenseless, enemy units overran the fort. A distress call indicates UCS personnel are trapped inside Depot 5. Already engaged in battle, the UCS can only afford to deploy 2 units on a rescue mission. Amongst the units, Squad 2, the 72nd Mobile Company, led by Captain Russell Hamilton, including new recruit Dylan Ramsey. Squad 2 takes the fort from the front, while Squad 1 moves to flank them from the rear.
Now that you're part of the Army, Dylan, you will receive funds each time you eliminate a military target, and when you complete mission objectives. Use these funds to upgrade and customize your Wanzer. When upgrading your Wanzer, remember that the total weight of all your Wanzer's parts and weapons must be less than the power generated by the Wanzer's torso. Pre-builts are Wanzers that have been set up to match proven combat types. If you don't want to spend time optimizing your parts or weapons loadout, and prefer to get back into the action quickly, just choose one of these pre-configured rides. When upgrading Wanzer parts, remember to consider all factors, not just weight and armor. Mobility for legs, accuracy for arms, and power generation for the torso all have a big impact on your Wanzer's overall performance. In general, lighter arms trade armor rating for increased accuracy, and lighter legs trade armor for increased speed. You can also change the type of backpack you want to equip in the weapons section. Changing backpacks will greatly affect the abilities of your Wanzer. Various melee weapons are also available for hand-to-hand combat.
Every line is like delivering a completely different energy. This isn't a conversation. This is like a set of emails.
Additionally, a shield can be used to shield bash opponents that get too close. I have a feeling our next assignment will be tough, so take the time to get it right. I'll see you at the staging area.
He just spilled hot coffee, and he's like, "Oh no, I'll see you soon." Okay, torso. How do I? Hey, game? Torso? Whoa. Torso. So I have to actually click on torso to select it. Okay. So Zephyr A and B. Value delta. Oh, I see. Okay. The Husky and the Visk are both. Oh. Hey. What if we just upgrade immediately to the Giza? Also, the grapple's a good mobility. And the Frost. Let's do the Frost. An ugly, ugly mech. I hate the way their face looks. But they're also very powerful. The cores on them are just designed for punching, and that's, if you hadn't noticed, I really like punching in this game. Let's see. So the matching one to the Frost, you have to actually click on weapon. Matching one to the Frost. We're looking for accuracy rating. So this is just more armor, more weight. Hey there, Sharp. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you have a good day at work. I hope things are nice and chill and low stress, because it's good for all of us. Get the Zephyr Bravo. Have increased armor, but also increased weight. For the same values, I could just upgrade to the Frost. I have so much cash, because I was doing trick shots and going for one-shot kills and stuff like that. Doing those combos gets you better payout, which means you get a better mech earlier on. Let's look at the legs. Parts, legs. Okay, so we want lower weight, higher skate. Looks like the frost actually is gonna be. I think we're just upgrading to the frost. We're swapping the Zephyr for the frost. Oh, you are crunchy looking. We got 1,600 left on cash. Let's take a look at weapons real quick and see just how expensive things are. Weapons. Left arm. We got Skull Crusher. We got Bone Crusher. Same thing. Double the damage. Slightly increased weight. Oh, we only get 2 melee options to start. I suppose that makes sense. I like the Cat's Ray. Oh, I love the Raptor! Lower damage, lower accuracy, lower weight, same ammo, slower rate of fire. What's the point of the Raptor? Huh? Oh, we're still looking. Okay, never mind. We're still looking at melee. So let's upgrade to the Skull Crusher. And right on. We already have a Raptor. Could get a Winnie. Or a Seeger. Seeger's got way less ammo. And I see what the sergeant. Whoa! That was very delayed. Again, thank you for dropping in, Sharp. I hope you have a good day at work, hon. We'll upgrade to the Raptor Mark B. What do we have in here? We have a Bone Mark 1. We can go up to the Mark 2. Salvos are powerful rockets that travel in a straight path versus tracking targets. Increased damage per shot, increased weight. Just go with it. May as well. No options besides missile launchers. Agility. Enhances the skating abilities and allows it to hover while jumping. Increases ammunition available. Increases power. Ooh. Okay. So if we wanted to be an even heavier loadout. Could also equip a shield. Although I'm not sure I really want that. And if we were to have the low speed skate, I don't know. I'm like putting all this extra thought into it. I don't even need to because I'm probably not going to continue this game right now. But I want to make certain that when we go back into it, I have a general idea that I at least equipped the mech with what I wanted. Critical blow. Damage on melee attack is increased by 40% chance? By 40%. Random chance for a killing blow with each strike. Duration 6 seconds. 4% chance of activation. Projectiles ignite on impact, doing 50% more damage. Okay, it says 5% chance and 4% chance. Corrosive, deal damage over 4 seconds. Bounce from initial impact point, damaging additional parts. That's funny. Reduces enemies' accuracy. That's what Panic Shot does. The original front mission just does not explain what some of these abilities are, and they actually are in the game, but you don't know what your pilot's going to learn because they learn them through combat and it's randomly applied. You don't get to decide what your pilot learns, they just figure it out. And so each playthrough of the RPG is actually different because there's a bit of randomization as to what your pilots will end up having. Shrapnel to explosions, dealing double damage, DPS or DOT. Bouncing for additional damage, and panic again. Nothing on the right shoulder. Let's do critical blow. Am I able to choose for the rest of these? Because that would be cool. Cost 0. Huh. These all cost 0 as well. Alright, I'll take that. Fuzzy. 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 Is there a way to do this for overall? Because I don't want to have to do this for every single part. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's later. Okay, last thing being, do I have the money and the weight limit necessary to upgrade to the Frost? That one's 15. Ooh, that is a much nicer looking arm though. -5, -5, -5, -10. Nope, we are limited to... That is the lightest. Okay, yeah, we're putting it on the melee one for better accuracy with the punches. Wait. No, it's only going to be the armor that matters there. Alright, well, yeah, that works. Proceed. We spent nearly all of our funds. All $2,000 of our funds. For this military hardware. All $2,000. Yep, 2,000. I wonder how much healthcare costs in this universe.
You ever been to Fort Monmouth, Ramsey?
I lived there until I was 10.
Really? Well, just don't get any ideas about liberating your hometown by yourself. Remember,
Our priority is to reach the fort and get those friendlies.
They won't stand a chance if I use Edge.
Edge?
Emergency Defense Galvanosynaptic Enhancer. It's a defensive system that stimulates the pilot's nervous system directly, allowing him to evade enemy attacks.
My father created it. I think of it as electronic lucky charm.
You shouldn't rely on it. That charm comes with a curse.
What do you mean by that?
Coffee break's over. Ramsey, cover our left. Adela, you take the right.
Are we...
While descending the Albatross, you can fire both Gatling guns equipped on the Wander's arms and missiles equipped on the Albatross.
Keep an eye out for allies. Help them out by taking out any hostiles they're engaging.
Not bad.
Hold on. Going around this bend to the LZ. Ramsey, we can't land with hostiles in the landing zone. Take them out.
Little arcade shooter.
Force ahead.
They were definitely trying a lot of different games. This game does suffer a bit of an identity issue in like, what are we playing here? But it's also just ADD enough that I'm just like, it feels like I'm running through an arcade and playing a bunch of different games that are all themed after Front Mission.
That's the last of them. We're going in.
Healthcare only for Max.
Squad 1 in position. They'll be on a flanking maneuver. Dylan, you ready?
No, Dylan, I am not ready.
Showtime, Wiz.
No, Wiz, it is not. It is the end of the Front Mission show, Wiz.
Port motor system in north.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll potentially play that one again. There's DLC for what DLC was? Huh? Weird. I didn't even know. I wouldn't have known. Oh, that's bizarre. Okay, let's see here. That was the only thing they got voted for tonight. So it looks like we'll be doing, or at least trying to do Ancient Dungeon. Maybe a bit of Beat Saber? Well, no, let's see. My Beat Saber is native to the quest, same as the old copy of Ancient Dungeon was, so I don't think that's gonna work with OBS. I would have to do some weird capture wackiness, and we would lose audio, and things wouldn't port well, and so on and so forth. But let's do one other session of something. I'm not quite sure what, because I know that Ancient Dungeon is going to tire me out. Like, that's once we finish with that, it's going to be the end for the night. And you know, a run in that game could be anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 hours. It's very dependent, and sometimes I actually do have to stop just because it's physically exhausting to play. It's fun. Oh, while we're at it, let's go over here real quick. Hit this button. Yeah, we got weird music. Steam times 3 domains. Convoy was an interesting one to play for a minute. Let's also drop into OBS real quick and change my category. Hey, OBS. Uh-oh. Because we'll be doing that from over here instead. Now, what is the... I had an idea, but I completely lost it. Also, Chatterino is eating my computer at the moment. I'm like going down the line here, and all the ones that would want to do like a short run of really quick, they need updates. Like Peglin apparently has more updates and more balls and more artifacts and all sorts of fun things to play with, but I like to vet some of that stuff before like going live with it. So. You know what? I'm gonna get my stuff set up for VR. I will be back momentarily. If the stream crashes, well, you'll know exactly why. But let's see what happens when I try to do the thing. Let's try additional. Oh, wild. I didn't actually expect my wireless to connect from this far away on that. Now... Wait a sec. We may have just stumbled upon a solution here I didn't expect to find. Hold up. I'm curious now. Did I only bring the device out and not the controllers? Where are my digital paws? I am a fool. I did leave them inside. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. Probably about like 5 minutes or so. We're gonna try and see if, theoretically, the Quest will connect to the wireless inside the house from the garage because it's a new router running on a new band, multi-band. Like, I should have thought of this to begin with. Anyhow. I will be back momentarily. Okay, so I've at least located the pause, and our music's gone. Oh, no, there it is. But very quiet. So very quiet. Almost as quiet as me. Let's turn that up a bit. Okay. And this here is like also a reminder to myself that I need to go through and make the getting into VR slide. Still working out the kinks. I'm learning the basics of streaming, but there's no way to really learn aside from teaching yourself. And so there's going to be some of these evenings where there's a little bit of growing pains, but I think it's worth it. It's a learning experience, and for those that are also just learning how. I actually taught myself how to do VR. How to do VR? Well, yeah, actually, by watching streamers, and same goes for streaming. Let's see. Let's put our... Yeah, I've got cables everywhere! Ooh, I so planned ahead for this. Like, such a smart person. Yep, I totally did that. I totally planned ahead. Change Guardian. Floor level? Sure, whatever. Draw a boundary. Confirm. That's my boundary. I did it. Yeah, I'm curious. Okay, so the headset can kind of see this? We'll see how the latency behaves in a moment. Next. Does this mean the PC disconnected from that wireless? Let's see. Somehow I get the feeling it did. It's loud. Available. Basement nest. Connect. Some information changed. Somehow I don't think any information changed. Next. Verifying and connecting. I love connectivity problems. They're my favorite. Wow. Let's try this real quick. We're gonna nuke Discord and see if theoretically I can get away with just running on local wireless here, because this isn't cutting that. Space locked, yes. Oh no. Hey, wireless? My laptop just stopped even trying. Let's turn off wireless for a second. I sincerely hope I don't have to deal with this way again in the future, but connection may have just died. Today may have been the day. Okay, well, an attempt was made. We are going to do a bit longer cut here. Potentially, you may see the stream drop. because we're going to run from a wireless connection to wireless connection, actually from a wired connection to a wireless connection. And until I get the network reconfigured, we're going to be seeing some weirdness. Bear with me, I will be back, and we'll start this weird little adventure. Potential alternate summertime solution? I have no idea. I just opened the door and it connected. I let the internet in. It says connection secured from there. But my Airlink is having some difficulty. Let's see. Let's reboot this real quick. This music is perfect for how bad, how absurd this is. I'm amazed that I've got people even watching, to to be honest. But the only way for me to like test this is to do so live fire. So thank you all for your patience. I super do appreciate it. It's we all got to start somewhere, right? Your first 100 of anything is going to be awful. I think I've been lucky so far. Okay, confirm Guardian. Okay, wireless. Okay, Westlink, please. Do I need to restart? Is that what happened? Make certain that the Quest PC app is open. The headset is connected to the same network. Should be. Still searching. Alright, summertime solution will not work until later. An attempt was made. We will continue the migration downstairs. Look at OBS here, and I'm seeing a little red square, so that's not great. Bitrate is terrible, and I don't quite know why. It's trying. Alright, well. I'm glad it's trying. I guess we'll see how this behaves in just a moment. Away from the ceiling fan. Change Guardian. Actually, back. Redo that floor. Yep. That puts me kind of close to the wall, but it'll work. Okay, Quest Link is functional again, though. That's good. At least blows everything else out of the water because I'm able to connect at least. Okay. Library. Steam VR. Oh, I see what I did. I just pushed the audio to the wrong location. You're kidding me. Did I just watch my own connection tank? Okay. What am I connecting to here? Supposedly... I don't understand. I'm literally sitting right next to this device. Edit. Auto DNS. Save. I think that might be what's been killing me, actually. Network bands on 6 gigahertz. That should be correct then. And nothing. No, that did absolutely nothing to save the bitrate. Part of me just wants to cry, I must say. Let's see. If I go into Steam, the controller is currently tracking identify controller. But that means nothing. Play. Let's see if, at the very least, Ancient Dungeon boots. Because it seems like my headset doesn't want to actually connect right now. If you plan to stream the game, enable spectator cam settings, hide the stacks by pressing H. Okay, we're having some problems. One moment. Loud. Loud and bad. Objects found on my boundary, and it's fine. Okay, that's connected. Nah, no need to apologize. We're just working around what's here and what we can with. It's all a learning experience. At least this time, Oculus is attempting to actually launch Steam VR. Oh. Cloud error, cloud error, cloud error. Audio pushes to the wrong device. But now we're at least actually in Steam VR. Cool. Getting places. Next up, let's get chat running. Okay. Heck yeah. I think we're getting there. Just had to stack up. Okay, let's go over to games. Minimize this. Oh, that's a strange way for that to behave. There we go. Hey, we got a game. Would you look at that? It's the Jenga stack of technology. And bitrate is back up to green. Alright. Let's see. Settings. You are loud. Oh, it's so much better. Okay, cool. Let's turn it up just a bit. Graphics. Ooh. Okay. I can connect this to Twitch. I wonder what that actually does. Oh wow, they added a bunch of extra support to this. That's cool. Will be changeable interrun because they're weapon specific. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. And we got smooth turn set, we got high speed, and okay. Whew. Stand up here and make certain everything is looking good on this end. Oh yeah. While we're at it. Let's see if I can get my chat to show up because it's not wanting to. Ah, there we go. It's working! It's working and I can see chat! Hey Bucky, I see Bucky saying let's go! Okay. Cool. Let me move Chat Arena over. It's actually blocking my view of the stream itself. I think we're good. I think we're good. Alright, so I had wanted to do a little bit of Minecrafting earlier today for the express purpose of building this scene. Because this is the starting zone of this game and it's simplistic enough, and I was like actually mapping out how much of any of the given materials I would need and go grab the mossy cobblestone and stuff, and just it's a cute idea. Maybe we'll come back to it later as a transitionary thing, but yeah, let's see. It's a fun little roguelike. I do apologize in advance to anybody that is watching and has any form of motion sickness because I have very bad depth perception. And one of the ways that I compensate for that is I move side to side, so there's going to be a bit of swaying. And it's not as bad in this game because I'm actually looking around at active targets, but in games like Beat Saber, it gets kind of bad. So heads up if you got any kind of like motion sickness, may want to look away for the moment. This guy isn't here. And I wonder if it's because I haven't done the quests on the PC version yet. But there's a person that looks like Sephiroth in a red robe that's in the quest version. Hey there, bud. You adventurers always seem to arrive at night. Why is that? Skin condition? Night owl? Vampire? You know you have to tell me if you're a vampire, right? I suppose. Lens of true seeing. Tell me what you have. There's all sorts of like roguelike things in this or roguelite things in this achievements that you can get, which I appreciate. But you'll see it says unlocks X thing. These unlock different abilities, items, and progression things that in a true roguelike game you wouldn't actually have that. You would just have the randomization of what happens as you go down the path. And then potentially, like, in another sense, you could just say that if all these were automatically identified right from the get-go, every achievement already open, there is no actual progression, it's just all there, that would also be more true to a roguelike. But, hidden passages, that's going to be the first thing that we go for because it opens up more of the game. That feels so good. I do need to tighten these hand retention straps though, because I'm already feeling, yeah, hello. I'm already feeling these are a little loose because other people have been using them. And I swing really hard in this game. It's actually part of the reason that my controllers are as jacked as they are is because I'm doing sword fighting and I kept hitting the door frame in front of me. So let's take a look here. Wall is here. That might prove to be a problem, but hopefully I can just stay inside the wall. Okay. Hey there. Talk. No, I don't just stand here all the time. I just do all my forge work while you're locked in the dungeon. Must I be pestered with any questions? Alright, well, I'll see you later, bud. Ooh. Unknown. Sounds so good, though. So you can see that I was testing this out earlier and I found out that latency will murder you. Oh, active shadows. This is new. This is something that you don't get in the Quest version, but in the PC version, the shadows matter. They got the shaders turned on. I stepped in a puddle, and now I have soggy socks. A person just can't adventure in soggy socks. Hopefully they'll be dry by tomorrow. If you say so, buddy. Alright. Let's enter the dungeon. Okay, chat? Chat, you wanna show up? You wanna show up, chat? Chat? Ooh. Ooh. Hitting the door frame. Yeah, I've punched the door frame so many times in this game. So, hello. This is the physics engine of Ancient Dungeon. Weapons combat actually matters as to what angle you're fighting at. You also get a fun little knife that you can kind of boomerang around. And the throwing knife actually happens to be my primary weapon in this. The game expects you to use the broadsword. And it's good. It's a good weapon. Gives you some decent range. But so does this. And once you know what your dexterity is like and where you're aiming at, plus you can boomerang it like mid-flight. And that also counts as a hit. So if I just go like this, tap, it throws it again, using telekinesis. One hit, time is temporarily slowed. This is one of the artifacts in the game. And it's going to affect the rest of my gameplay for this session until I die. That movement is a little wonky. My left controller's got some really bad drift. I'm having to kind of fight that the whole time. So, again, that was where that warning was coming from. Hello there. Hi. Oh, I am fighting this a little more than I want to be. As far as the controller drift. That active lighting engine is really impressive. It's unfortunate that you only have like floating head and hands even in the shadows, but it is fun. Soggy socks will ruin an adventure. Hello. There's a part of me that wishes you'd be able to see the external camera view of this just a little more, to know how much I'm actually moving around while I'm playing this. What do we find here? Alchemist Mark. Once charged, used to produce a random orb. I'll take it. It goes in my hand. Well, I could use an orb right now. Demanding Orb. Throw at your feet to deal 1 additional damage until the next time you get hit. We'll store that in our little wrist pouch. Okay. Shooting gallery. If the controller would stop drifting, that'd be great. Got a portcullis. A bombardier plant. Missed. There we go. My right arm gets so tired playing this. It's really funny because I'm primarily using my right hand. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Primarily using my right hand in combat. Not only for swinging, but for throwing. I tend to use my left hand for combos to get additional versus the there's a lot more full body swing that goes into the sword because I am used to using a broadsword in actual melee. Hello? Stay. 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 Stay away. Go away. Nope. Stop. Go. You are making a mess over there. Nah. Let's just go hit the guy. There we go. Just walk by and decapitate. Walk by and decapitate. This looked like a thing for a second. I also think I have my right arm just a little too tight. One sec. Yeah, it's cutting into my hand. Huh. So let's take a look at our map here. Just a big open room, 2 exits, 1 entrance. Fun fact, the solution to the latency issue, I moved my laptop 4 feet to the right. That's it. Still the same room. But it actually resolved the problem. I feel so powerful with this knife. I love this knife. More games need throwing knife physics that borrow from the engine. Like, if anything else, if this person never does anything in any other game for the rest of forever, please, this throwing knife physics engine, give this to every other RPG maker out there that is trying to do something in VR. This makes this game so much more fun than any other RPG and any other roguelike and any other VR game I've ever played. Like, this throwing knife feels so good. And what's funny is, like, they've changed the physics engine on it a couple times in the time that I've been using it. And so I've had to relearn how to actually throw the dang thing. And if you watch other Ancient Dungeon players, they'll usually try the throwing knife out for the first time and go, wow, that does really low damage and it's very hard to aim. But you'll note that I'm throwing from my hip right now. I know exactly where to release, and I think I have a mildly unfair advantage by using dogbone controllers on my quest. But it's... oh nice, I got a key. It works so well. This game does have really good audio engineering. You can store objects in your wrist slot. Right now we're injured, so let's eat this. Okay. And we still have that +1 damage orb later. There's a certain bassiness to all the noises in this, like a thumpy. I enjoy it. The sound of the wood peeling when you break a chair is also really good. Oh, what did we get here? Subsequent areas will contain more chests. Very nice. That was also my last key. I didn't actually mean to hit that. 4 embers! One of my favorite items in the game. Or at least, one of the best items for the throwing knife specialist. I see the way up, too. Let's go meet this fellow that's going... Hi! It feels like point and clicking, but I'm really not. Like, it's very easy to miss with this, but enough hours of practice, you kind of get used to it. Okay. Let's see. These actually feel really fun to do. Because... oh. I could never do the jungle gym as a kid. But doing it in VR, an absolute blast. Anything in these boxes? A key, perhaps? Or a snack? Nope, nothing. Weapon strikes now have a chance to set enemies on fire. So here's my knife. Now, it's a burning knife. The same with my sword. Ooh. Also, for those that are interested in this game, it is fairly cheap on Steam, and they will be doing a multiplayer update later this season. Or this year, I'm not entirely sure where it is on the roadmap anymore. They've basically been working on multiplayer exclusively and have stopped working on other parts of their project to make certain the multiplayer rolls out, because it requires a rewriting of most of the game's engine to be able to make it simultaneous co-op. But that's the idea, simultaneous co-op in a roguelike VR RPG. I couldn't ask for a better gift. That one still got me because it went around. What did we find here? Gain a large amount of protection after destroying the next boss, but that boss's damage is doubled. Good. See, this is a ballsy roguelite game ender right here. You can get this, and if you win, you get a reward. But if you don't, your game ends real early. I'll think about that one, but I'm not gonna grab it just yet. Let's see. That's a way down. What? Was it just money? Yep, it was just money. And that also looks like a one-way route. So, I'll leave this to you, chat. Wait, huh? Yeah, go back. What are we doing here? Why are you so tiny? What happened to chat? Huh? What did I do? How? How did I do? Yeah, I guess let's turn the edit mode back on. There. Whoa, that's too big. I didn't know that was an option either. Okay. Hit game. Now I'm managing to highlight text, which I didn't know was an option either. That's entertaining. Okay, so anyways, yeah, north or west? Should we go north or west? Down this hall, or down that hole? We are tiny. Yes, I somehow managed to shrink the chat down to less than 1 subjective centimeter. Still learning OBR toolkit for the first time as well, so like that's its own set of challenges. Also, hello, you get to finally see just how mobile I actually am when I'm not puppeteering. I never stop moving. And this is where that sense of motion sickness will come from, but this is also how I stay rooted in this universe. I don't get motion sick because I'm seeing everything in a grounding way. I know where things are spatially in 3D. Now, in this game, it can be a little like woozy. You vote north. Okay, we'll wander north. In the other game I have that plays in this style, Compound, that like wobbling back and forth is absolutely necessary to tell apart any of the textures. This game is good about it. Their textures are actually fairly unique, and you can tell what a table looks like versus a chair or a door or a wall. Let's see, this is north? Yep, this is north. That stayed. That is a very burnt back. Crit damage. Yeah, got a key for that one. Smooth chat just a little over this way. It's actually covering up the map. Hello? You? Nice. We got here. When health is low, evasion is massively increased. I almost didn't react to that in time. Alright. We got a door here. Left-handed. Feeling good about that. Not so good about that. You'll see that my sniping is mainly done with my right hand. Also, I'm getting some weird floatiness here. Throw to release a cloud of noxious gas. Put that over here for now. That would absolutely be wall generation. I heard the bat, but I don't see. You're trapped in the wall, aren't you? Sometimes that happens. Their spawn's a little weird. Why are you in there? You're not supposed to be in there. Can sell a key for 5 gold. Hello, shopkeep. That's all I can do. Alright, what do we have here? A Whipple Bat. Initially decreases weapon damage, but destroying enemies will increase it past the original value. Halved Worm. The next relic that can be picked up multiple times is applied twice. That's pretty cool. Slightly increases range critical chance. Oh, that would be nice, but it's not going to work. So, it decreases weapon damage. Weapon damage. Does that include my knife? You don't know? Okay. Well, have a good day. Oh, we got another orb. We'll get it in a second. The blocky blood is cute. Love the dungeon shop. Alright, Alright, so we got that room there. It looks like there's still another room here? Yeah. Here. Still taking damage. Wait, that shot a second time? Is that what happened? I wish that you'd be able to, like, see some of the flare, but my hands are so close to my body. I actually wonder if spectator mode shows that off any better. Oh, you're able to see my hearts and keys and stuff in the corners. So how much more... That's about the same field of view. It tells me that there's a greater field of view in streamer mode, but it doesn't seem to actually be that way. Okay, so we got, what? A key and some coins. Alright. Noxious orb. Set that here real quick. Temporarily increase your movement speed. This here. This down. Grab this. That down. Oh, don't break. Okay, throw at your feet. Throw at your feet. Alright. Hello. There's so many slimes. Oh, that was it. I got hit too many times. I kind of got bad luck there with the fire damage because the king slime will generate slimes for every point of tick damage it takes. So if you're using poison or fire, it summons more of them. Adventure number 3 is perished while exploring the ancient dungeon. Though the death is lamentable, I am happy to report that my observation of the deltas provided the following additions to a current body of knowledge. New relics found, 46 creatures slain, money spent, difficulty multiplier. As always, I will ensure all information is promptly and accurately recorded. In terms of the Grand Library's standard numeric abstraction, I have gained 11 insight, which will surely aid my research efforts. Endra. And that is one successful run at Ancient Dungeon. Or unsuccessful in this case, but honestly, it was pretty fun. I haven't played this in so long that just making it to a boss battle feels good. Which do you like better, slime or jelly? I'm leaning towards jelly, but that may be because it's time for my snack. Alright, so we got some discoveries. What was that? Nod off paw. I thought that was a shield. I just couldn't read it when there was bats attacking me. It is the end of my first day within the ancient dungeon, and I'm wildly optimistic. Despite my surroundings being a bit less than dungeon-like, they are untouched. In a world less and less unknown to mankind, it is truly thrilling to be within such a mystery. I've begun my map. With perseverance, it will be sure to be the greatest achievement of my life. So there's different adventurers that have gone in that aren't just the one that you play, and you can pick up their journal entries and gain more insight from those things. We got no milestones, that's fine. What do we have over here? Hidden passages, requires 20 insight. Shop, no. Boss, no. Miscellaneous, what do we got? Chance of food being upgraded, nice. Items, pedestals, no. Okay. The hammer is the first thing my family forged, untold generations ago. It is made of the same stuff as our weapons, but heated differently to make it harder and more durable. Ouch! Paper cuts are the absolute worst! Right on my sword thumb, too! I hope it heals quickly so I can go inside. Finally. The It's nice to contribute to research, yeah. Single cross there. I didn't notice that before. Bedroll. That's, you know, as I look at this, that's a RimWorld bedroll, but rendered in 3D in Minecraft, like voxeliness, but partial voxels. Actually, main menu, settings, combat, left-hand dominant. No way! Hold up! I can use it as a guitar. I can use it as a guitar. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, we're not actually going to do it at a -45. We're probably going to do it closer to it. Based on my arm? Yeah, about 20 degrees. That might make me inaccurate. I got so used to the actual... Yeah, we'll just cant it by about 10 degrees and call that good. Now, for the knife... I can't test the knife from here. So let's go positive 32. Curious what this does. Continue. Main menu. Settings. Okay, so it lets me do this to get an idea. That's funny. So probably about there then. That feels better, yeah. That's so cool! Food upgrade. Pizza +2. Yes, it means you can finally make Lemnis Pizza of regeneration with Ultravision. I got a key on my first jar. That's a lucky start. Oh, I'm trying to use the... That's funny. I already tried to use the sword in the other hand. Oh, I haven't done this in so long. Working on that ambidexterity, one way or another. I'm still doing it right hand dominant. Jeez. Hello. This is funny because I've redone the angle of everything. I actually am having trouble with it. Settings. Sword hold angle. The knife's irrelevant. It just flies. Like, you don't even... It doesn't render collisions in the Quest, but I haven't tried it on PC. Can I punch things with my knife? Something else just broke? No way! Oh! No way! I mean, it makes sense. The Quest can't render that many kinds of collisions. But the PC can, so why not? Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, the food upgrades in this, if you pick up a starting loot food item, usually it's going to be something like potatoes. And you'll upgrade those to apples. And potatoes are like half a heart, apples 1 heart. But you get that leveled up enough times, and it goes from apples to like steak. Bye. This is definitely a room that would have benefited from the random... What's the word? Cracks in the wall. Hidden passages. Slightly increases melee. Alright. Guess we should start doing some left-handed melee, huh? Oh, I don't have the wiffle ball bat anymore. My gradually increasing melee damage will no longer gradually increase. Okay, that's open way down. So we're gonna skip that and go back. Let's take a look at this other room. We got a little hallway full of death. So, this little physics simulation is fun and all. I do like being able to do this, but I also enjoy this. Oh no! Okay. You throw yourself hard enough, you do actually go up. And this is where I should actually start to be cautious. Putting my hands behind my head to do this. Alright, what is this? I had it all figured out a long time ago. Other folks, they make big plans. Sure, piles of wealth, all thinking it gives them some sort of control in their life. Then those plans fall through. That wealth is snatched away, and they're no better than they started. Not me, though. I saw the world for what it was. A big pile of random chance. No point in fighting it. Better roll right along with it and enjoy the ride. Hell yeah. Just a roguelike player. That's good. And then we throw. Alright. I'm glad that they fixed some of the AI on with the programming on how the system handles you walking through those zones, because in the beta version of the game and in the demo, that wouldn't have changed the order of those rise in to make it so it's a timing puzzle both directions to the player. You would have just been SOL going one direction. Like, I would have had to take damage from the spikes no matter what on both of those little halls. Maybe doing left hand. Well, no, it is good that I'm doing left hand practice because I need to balance how much I'm going to hurt tomorrow from this. Chronic pain patient. The whole reason that I'm always making advantage of this lovely local greenery. I'm always in pain. A lot of stuff happened to me when I was younger. What we got here? Intelligent zombies? Alright. I could have walked across that. Could I have, or would it have fallen? I don't trust it. There's a chest down there. Got an orb. Come back with that in a sec. Temporarily increase deal more damage. I did not read that correctly. Until I'm getting a little scrambled. I keep trying to draw my sword automatically on the right hand the way that I would before, but by swapping the left and right hand, it changes the input for, see what happens. Okay. Which one opens the menu? Then reverse? Not bad. Barely made it across though. And into the hole over here. Ooh. I'm so glad that I just casually tossed that forward because I was nose to nose with the ball. The only reason I hadn't hit it yet was because I was swinging The wall was right here. There's a doorway right here, and I was throwing the throwing knife through the doorway. Okay. A zombie hanging up? What just happened? Customer card. Moderately increases merchant discount. I'm sorry. There you go. You're free. Huh? Dang it, I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? Oh, I opened my menu. New journal pages collected. New relics found. Creatures slain. +6 insight. Still not enough to buy the, whoa. The hole in the wall bonus. But still pretty cool. Okay. While I've still got the energy, let's completely fry myself and change games over to combat and see how that one performs on the same network now that we've got things rolling. I didn't actually expect this to work out as well as it has. Let's see. Okay, that's... I was afraid it was going to show off Steam VR Home. Like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Don't show off people's names. I don't need that. Cool. Note to self, never let it do that. And let's go over here real quick. Now, I am not remotely as good at Compound. It is a fairly new game. And go to OBS here. Woo, that was loud. Let's fix that. And yeah, it's going to be a little crunchy until I actually get back into the game here. My apologies. I'm fairly surprised at that, what on earth? Let's go to games. Nope, it's not that. It's not that. BSF transparency. There we go. For some reason, it's duplicating VC face as just the stream itself. Alright, so one moment. Let me get myself situated. My lens is cleaned. I'll stand back up. Get back into the gamer position. i.e. hunched over with both hands in T-Rex position. Hello, lag, hello, lag. Oh, I should actually click inside the software. That will tell me why it's not exactly happy right now. Ooh. Hello? Are we back? Are we back? Stable? Stable-ish? Ooh. Why am I flickering so bad? Every time I turn too fast. Try something here. This one might not be stream compatible on my rig, per se. It's... Yeah, just me trying to walk around, this is... not liking it. We'll give it a try. That's interesting, even my hand isn't right there. I just put the gun, I just left the gun. This game isn't the best for my combat PTSD, but it works. Oh, let's see. What have I done to Chatterina? Can I get a pause menu? Pause menu? No? Suddenly getting latency spikes from hell? I'm kind of curious here. OBS, what do you say? Is it OBS or is it... What's happening here? Oh, I'm seeing even on the desktop stream, this is having some funky rendering. The frames. And now I can actually see chat, because that wasn't loading either. We'll put that back. We got a fancy new gun here. The grenade launcher, which of course is getting all teleporty wobbly on me. This is very lurchy. Wow. It almost looks like I'm playing something from the 1980s. Whoa, I already... Okay. The reloads in this are manual, in case you hadn't noticed that. need to necessarily use the grenade launcher most of the time. Love the 80s music. I'm sorry. That was still loaded. I fell in a heap. Oh, some of them made this, okay. I got a couple of these fellows. Hi! Can't start with my waste for this. Wait, you're actually talking. You smell another spot of grease, another spot of grease and grass. I can't believe I managed to dodge all those. No pleading for life on or near company property. Buy 11-month supply and get the 12s at only 99.7% of the original price. What a deal! The golden car driving around. Pay just double the price to remove the following side effects from our already great formula: itchiness, nausea, vomiting, and brain damage. My limited special offer: 1 vaccine for the price of 2. Don't think, buy now! Not enough money for the vaccine? Send a family member to one of our labor camps today. I hate that. Oh, Quest is dying. 1 sec. Gotta plug in the battery pack. Let's see. Where is the battery pack? In the middle? There we go. Instantaneous performance bonus. I forgot that this quest is kind of reliant on that. Sports team, eh? What about that local sports team, eh? Athens. A reference to Duke Nukem and id Entertainment and PC Gamer Magazine 1993. In this case, they did 2063. But I love that. Good heavens. Necronomicon is such an egg. Relax. Don't think about it. Lifetime.
Lovely weather we're having, don't you agree?
That wasn't it. Hello. Well, that wasn't it either. It was a really bad idea. Ah, that's what that hurts.
Good heavens, this place is such a mess today. I love making these floors shiny and clean. Lovely weather we're having, don't you agree?
Putting that gun away. Putting this one. This in.
What about that local sports team, eh?
Grabbing this fun little thing. Which I always have trouble aiming with. I always have trouble reloading. That's not fun to use. It's what those folks have been using this whole time. Need one of those cleaner bots. This place is such a mess. Hey there, Busta. How's your day going? Good to see you. Good to see everybody dropping in. Oh, it's been a good chance to say hi, Bucky. I've been here for a minute. I'm just... It's good to see you. Alright. This one is so much less, like, physically intensive for me because I'm not actually swinging a weapon, I'm just... Which, by the way, like, all those that are playing, like, BattleBit out there, this feels so much better. Oh, that's another thing! This game, of all things, and I was saying before that, like, this isn't the best for my combat PTSD because, like, just shooting people in general and the fact that they're humanoid targets. Even though they make, like, robotic voices, that still bothers me because I care about robots. But I've handled a lot of firearms in the physical layer. I've been to a number of places and had an opportunity to utilize a lot of equipment. And in that time, I've never actually used an SMG in the physical layer, but as far as simulation integration goes, where every other weapon feels the way that it should, it's weighted the way that it should be, it has the right kind of, like, it's not, there's no weight there, but my Quest controller that I have inside of a Dogbone controller housing thing makes it the same actual form factor as this weapon. And this weapon in this form factor feels roughly the same weight as my actual physical layer weapon. So for this pistol, it's really weird. And then it gets weirder when I've never actually handled an SMG in the physical layer, but immediately upon grabbing this, I was like, oh yeah, that feels correct. Wait a sec, how would I know that this feels correct? And it was an interesting moment the first time I played this and got a hold of this specific weapon. That is a whole clip already. This button? This button? Okay. Just goes into the clip. Time for coffee. Gonna ditch out for a bit and have a good stream. Alright, good to see you, Bucky. Thanks for dropping in. Busta, what you having for dinner? Little tanks. Oh no. Oh no.
You really based off Matachi film, aren't you?
Yes.
I don't even know what my health is at. Barely made it out of the live.
How I simply despise dust. Good heavens.
I'm sorry,
This place is such a mess today.
It really is.
Heavens. This place is such
Okay, I love that I managed to do that with blind sight. Good job, puppy. Don't get hit by this stuff. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Burger. Whoa, no ammo. Was there nothing in this room? Just those four guys. I mean, I guess another room had a lot of... Also, another fun thing in this game, they don't give you the option of turning with any kind of joystick. One of the things that I saw from Thrill Seeker when he was doing some early reviews of various VR games, he said, if you get to a point where you're playing a VR game and you feel like you're the boss of everything and you want a new challenge, stop using your joystick to turn and start rotating your entire body. And it makes a difference for the immersion as well as just overall gameplay difficulty. Where am I? The elevator is right... How did I never went into some of these rooms. Dangerous. Wanted dead for thought crimes. The land goal. You're a different kind of problem.
Yeah, there he is.
are still no physically interactable things for the most part that I can tell. But then also... Hey, the moon. That's some pretty purple nebula. You know, you never get to see some of those details, like, you just don't look. Oh, that's satisfying. Fun little shooting gallery. I forgot to change the stream title. Well, not title, but category. Then again, we are like well past the end of normal stream time, so I think that we'll just... Hello? I think that we'll just run through this until end of this current run, and probably call it a night. Of course, if I start playing tactically, actually doing this like combat situation, a lot more likely to survive a lot longer. Rushing isn't the solution ever. Waiting to find something like one of the railguns. I gotta say, I didn't expect this one to level out quite as much as it did. I really was thinking I was gonna have to cancel this game. Oh, it worked out. Vaccine warehouse number 2. That's a new enemy. You should have shot.
There he is.
And that will begin the firefight. Where's your me? You appear to have 2 guns? What's the difference between you and the other guns? So I want to get a better look at that. Yeah, just looks like this dual gun version of the same droid. Anyone suspicious, including women and children in the elderly. Well, apparently most people are not allowed inside this warehouse. 3 more threats. Some people want right here, apparently. Oh, those are items. Gotcha. I don't like that. You get a full clip. This is not the weapon for this. Got it.
There he is. Stop. Kill him.
I still hear an explosive drone. I see the explosives drone. Okay, if we're this far, I'm going to change the stream. What is it? Oh god! Love it. Okay, last time I tried to do this from inside here, that didn't work, so... What's this? What's up? Here... Change category from just chatting to compound. Did I just shoot myself? I think I did. I forgot that's a thing you can do in this game. John Wick. That one actually got me. Just the glass. Nothing else.
Finally decided to show up.
Whoa!
Stop bleeding on everything.
Just me, or is that actually getting better? Shot in the face!
There he is. Get him. There he is.
Minimize Chatterina. Catarina. Okay.
There he is.
Game isn't interacting well with it. Let's see. Did I fix it? Looks like it. very expensive door. Such effects is punishable by torture and death, followed by even more torture. Oh no, I lagged out in the middle of all that. I'm still lagging. Oh, he's back. Nope. That sucked. Well, that was a fun little run. 3 comic book style endings, final super weapon, overhauled weapon handling. That's cool. Renders running a little bit better. Yeah, they've been working a lot on this one. Yeah, are you telling me I can punch things now? Did they add physical combat? Leaking rat. It also telling me there's way more bosses than I thought, and way more enemy targets. It looks like I may have unlocked the compound though. It was on easy mode. I usually play on very hard. Wow, the double barrel. You are the one that has my attention. No way. Oh, wow. Hold on. Wait, what? What? Oh. How about right-handed? That's a bit more natural, but it's still... The quest is actually in the way of where I would be aiming this, and I tend to fire diagonal to 45 Assyrian style, or old Assyrian style. That's the problem, is like I'm not actually an archer, I'm just a fan of archery. And, well, more of an archer than a person that isn't a fan of archery, I guess. This feels good, though. I cannot wait until this ends up being something that shows up in one of my runs. I've been looking forward to that, and I just unlocked it this run, so that feels like a solid achievement, honestly. Is this... Where are you? Okay. Cool. Some new weapons that I hadn't unlocked yet. It's fun. Okay. Rebel training battle. They've done a lot of work on this, I gotta say. It's been good. I enjoy this one. Also, hey, we actually hit the 4 hour. That's what I've been trying to do as a standard lately. It feels good. Alright, let me get my headset off, turn VC Face back on, and do a little outro here. 1 moment. That's funny, that's still running. Yes, it is. This one. This one. Oh, this one. I guess that one. What was that?
It just like flashed me the ghost of Steam dying. I'm still getting 1,001 cloud errors. That's cool. Enjoying that. It makes me feel real good about the current connectivity situation. Getting a feeling that VPN is acting up just a little bit. Hit that node outside empty, and then we look at the thing. We say hi to people. My hips and back are not happy with me. I gotta say that, like, I go into actual combat positions in that game that I'm not used to anymore. It's been a while since I've done a lot of training in that way, but muscle memory still like forces me into, all right, flex out. Let's see. It looks like last stream for a bit. Oh, well, let's go say hi to Curiosity. If this is her last stream for a little bit, then let's make it with her time. We'll all go say hi. Let's do this raid here, and we'll set up for the green glow dog raid. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for dropping in tonight. Everybody that was able to take part in the chat, everybody was able to just kind of like watch along and deal with that mess of getting VR to work for the very first time. I super appreciate all your patience, and yeah, I hope to see you all again tomorrow. We'll try and start again around 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I don't know, we'll either do some Diablo side questing or maybe we'll do some co-op. I'm not sure. We'll find out what everybody else's availability is, but for now, have a good night. Love you all, and we'll see you soon. Bye!